from here.
You have a class?
I'm also from here. And you have a class as well?
Makeup.
Okay. And good me.
Look for another one.
Yeah, please say it. But who did the thing? You're getting me what's going on. What are you doing? You're getting me what's going on. What are you doing?
I have so many things.
Yeah, so I was saying, Yes, so again, immediately you learn to be thinking of postgrad and you go further, because you're very intelligent, that's one thing I'm saying, and as organizers, you are, make use of this time you have. After you're done, the other one thing, okay, proceed. This thing is going to pay you off as you go along, not today, not tomorrow. It will, so keep it up just like that. Keep it up just like that. Yes, sir. Okay, but we have this feeling that was done from that is jump and then I was struggling. And actually, continuing on in Villa, I should be at some 5, 6 or 10 years ago, and 7 years ago, waterfall with one of the guys. And they but I put up there. Mama is only to show the whole fair or the waterfall. So anyway, so I wanted to say what my pass caution object. Yes, because immediately that one of the travel Chiriba. Anapata namba wewe kina kwa mwe kunga leo then namba utaya kwenda leo it ended then there's a body namba eora ile ndio mwe kunga mwe pasira tena then en mandali ile ndio atubia no ni bwana mambo ya mama ya mambo ya mjao ni first part so as usual it's not going to be how it is and what it does to get around those. I just don't feel so bad. Kirimba, it's only given. I'm 100 you only see many. Come on, we will take up some of the reach. So many of them even take time to check the price of people in a while. So we are very now going to money which way I'm very much impressed was 900 style of writing. No, many you don't only solve the money. I guess what we can put in this one. It's not one of the Neza was still wondering, what's that? Chiwembe. Chiwembe, see, I should set the money about my share. Because I know we throw people in a book, at this moment, so I'm like, I think, that's very morning, I remember it's fun, it should be him. Many I doubt it. You could have shared that, since it is the straightforward, single refused. So since it's only refused, I think there was no problem. You could not have also that I want you to know about that. But he didn't say I was kind of okay. What do you want about business? You don't see me. So go come and run and say. Okay. I'm gonna hold. Okay.
Hi. Let's get a chair.
I think we can work for it. Yes, you told me.
Just around that. Do you know you never even teach us this? Ladies, that's what we're going to discuss. If others are coming, you'll find us along the way. The most beautiful thing is that I'm privileged to stand in front of these powerful ladies in the little power houses. Honestly, that you make people. After some time, they say, you know that one. That one was my student. You say, is that what the was on? If you always want to associate himself with a familiar one, yeah, it was very true. My people that job and job, I'm covered in the job. I mean, I said yes. Alright, so after this session, I have your papers with me here because I was getting pressure from some people. So we'll discuss that one after we have this one. Now, last week we were discussing that traditional logistics, right? Traditional logistics. And in the discussion, of course, we talked about very many things. Somebody can remind me some of the things we discussed last time and where we stopped.
We discussed about the difference between the traditional and the logistics.
Okay, we have proceeded.
Yes. Okay, well, we started with the center of gravity analysis.
Center of gravity analysis.
Yes, and we stopped on the limitations.
Limitation
Yes.
of center of gravity
Yes.
analysis. Okay. Now, thank you so much. Is anybody who can remind us of some of the limitations? Not explaining them, but just saying, okay, one of the limitations is this. Anybody who is ready? Just give us a reminder.
Assumption of straight line is
Assumption of straight line is nothing. Okay. And what else? Overemphasis on geography. That is another, right?
simplification of transportation costs.
Simplification of transportation costs. You simplify it, yet in actual sense, it's not as simple as it is. So those are some of the limitations of this COG, center of gravity analysis. Alright, so today we are proceeding. And what we are discussing, we're going to discuss today, we are going to discuss what we call logistics parts. Logistics parts, let's see right there. We are going to discuss logistics parts and logistics clusters. This is what we are going to discuss today. Now, when we are saying a logistics part, first of all, we should understand what do we mean by so part. This is part. We should first of all look at that. We have what we call national park. You might have heard this, right? National park, or you want the national park, right? We know this is a designated place where different species of animals are kept there for people to go through and appreciate, right? It is different from a game reserve. Because a game reserve is just like that forest where you just put the animals in there, off you done. Whereas the national park is well designated with nice roads and all those other things, right? So it is a park, or it is a designated place where specifically you are going to find different kinds of animals. A national park today, right? But now here, what we are going to discuss is not something to do with that national park or the game park. That's not it. Here we are saying a logistics park. So now, this kind of a park is a place, even if it's because the definition in the it just wants us to understand the concept. Now, this kind of a park that we are talking about here is a designated place where some industries of this kind of industry or industries that are kind of related, they should be concentrated in this kind of an area. Good example is in some countries we have what we call ICT parks. So an ICT park is normally a designated area in a country or in a city where ICT companies and allied industries are concentrated there. So you can say delegated by software development, zokuza ni ICT makampani manager, a city like this one, you can say we are going to concentrate these ICT related companies in this area. That's all. Many people take that ignore that place. They say, we know which society is ICT. They say, but ICT, Muzika Travel, where we are also members company. Zaku mtaja ni ICT, you tell you, that there is now that place is now referred to as an ICT park. So I was saying, it is difficult to give an example here because in Malawi we do not have such parks. But in some other countries, they have. Where when you go to that place, you feel like, wow, I'm in a different world altogether. Then there can be a park for a different industry altogether. When you go there, you also have so you can like those are industrial parks, right? Industrial parks. So similarly, we can also have a place that is designated specifically for logistics related activities or logistics related businesses. So it can be designated that in this city or in this country, at least these logistics related activities should be done katika wakala. Now, let me read out this one, if at all we can write it through. So, a logistics park is a planned zone comprising distribution centers and light manufacturing activities. A logistics park is a planned zone comprising of distribution centers and light manufacturing activities. So, this logistics park provides geographical advantages. It provides geographical advantages in terms of what? Accessibility, land availability, and infrastructure. So, logistics parks provide geographical advantages in terms of accessibility, land availability, and infrastructure, as well as operational advantages. Which advantages are these? Which are these operational advantages we are talking about here? The operational advantages, we are talking about advantages regarding favorable regulations and economies of agglomeration. Now, mentioning of the advantages that are provided by these industrial parks, something must remind you of the CEZ. At some point in our discussion, I mentioned CEZ, Special Economic Zones. You remember? Yes, I mentioned Special Economic Zones, where I said the government that is in a place for industries. Then they say, but this is a special economic zone. We want to develop this area as a special economic zone. Whoever invests in that or maybe locates his operations in that zone will be exempted or will be given some incentives, right? So those incentives that one can be given in terms of probably tax holidays, tax exemptions, and so on and so forth. Those are some of the operational advantages in special economic zone. So similarly, the same thing can also apply in these industrial parts or logistics parts. Now, what you will ask, then what's the difference between these special economic zones and these other parts we are mentioning today?
Now, the first automation we will get, there are areas that contain specific industries. So, part hii, muna ndiaza hii mwele mwaka pamoja. Kabina why, part hii pika by zone hili nizokuza logistics. That's all, right? So, distribution centers, warehousing, light manufacturing, and so on and so forth. Kumazokuza logistics, whereas if it is, when it comes to special economic zone, it's not actually specific. We can have different kinds of businesses or industries in that zone. But of course, they also get those benefits or exemptions. We're together, different here. One is special economic zone, of course, come business society, right? Command apply the special treatment from the government to encourage them to invest in more. Whereas this part is not specifically for a particular industry. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this industrial part, logistics part, can bring together several types of films and operations. Examples being films providing logistics services such as 3PL, transportation, warehousing, and of course freight forwarders. These ones you can find them there. We're together, right? These are some of the things, the films that provide services you find there. And on top of that, there can also be some logistics operations, such as distribution operations of retailers, manufacturers, and of course, distributors. You're welcome, those of you who are just saying. I don't know, I did say maybe your colleague, I don't know if you, did you write me that? So I didn't check with them. Probably you would have original ago. Alright, so nevertheless, we are studying. So what we are discussing here are logistics parts. So we are discussing logistics parts and logistics clusters. So, and this, those of you, great that you colleagues, you now have an idea of what these parts are all about. The key word is they are planned zone or designated zone for specific industries, and in this case, logistics related industries. Now, it can happen that we have that small zone that is there. Then, of course, another piece of land has been added to the zone and is now part of that zone, part of that part. Then, another piece of land has also been added to the same. And eventually, you find that that zone has expanded. It's so huge, it's so big. In fact, it is now more or less like a city on its own, or a region on its own. That zone has expanded to that area. So, once this has happened, it is now called a cluster. It now becomes a cluster. But a cluster of that particular industry. So, as I was introducing this, I was citing examples of different industries. To ICT, you can have an ICT part, then you have logistics part, and whichever part, and so on and so forth. But as those parts are expanding to probably a certain size, they are now referred to as clusters. Now, as I say, we have a limitation here that in Malawi probably we can hardly cite notable examples. And of course, global examples we can hardly cite notable examples of those clusters, because those clusters, we are saying, they are very large places, very large places. Probably we can have a cluster starting from here to Kasumbo or something like that. those are developed countries. So that's why I said here we do not have that. Of course, in many African countries, those parts we have them. For example, in Zambia, in Ethiopia, in South Africa, some other places, they have those ones. Unfortunately, here we are yet to have them, just as the case with says special economic zone. Now, for us also to understand these clusters, how they look like or how they are, we can take examples of well-known clusters that we have globally and do with some other industries, not logistics industries. With logistics, of course, we get there, but for us to globally understand, let's look at some other clusters. You know that there are some places where, for example, in the US, where the movie industry is concentrated most, right? You know this. What do you call that place? We call it Hollywood, right? So Hollywood is a place in the state of what? California or something, somewhere around there. Now it's a very huge place where most of these studios or activities to do with movies are concentrated. That one is an example of the clusters we're talking about, right? It doesn't mean that in the entire of the US, the movies are only produced in Hollywood. That's not what we're saying. They are also produced elsewhere. But at least the places where they are highly concentrated is that area. That's why the entire US movie industry is called Hollywood, right? But that place is where the industry is highly concentrated. And there are, of course, advantages why companies, when they relocate or they locate themselves there, they enjoy those benefits. What are the benefits? They are there, of course, you've seen. Another good example is that of ICT industry, or maybe tech industry. So the tech industry, that's technology. Companies that are into technologies, they are also concentrated in specific areas in different countries. And probably we can also look at the example of the same US. There is this other place also, which is very famous in the US. I believe you know it. What do you call that? Where the tech companies are concentrated, or the ICT companies are concentrated in the US.
Yeah.
Not New York, I said. There is some other place close to the same California, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The western side of the US. Yeah, those of you who are so much into tech and ICT, you are like going to know that place. We call it Silicon Valley. You might have heard of Silicon Valley. Or that's where even those huge giants, you know them, are located. Even the likes of the headquarters of what? Microsoft. And those other companies that you know to do with ICT. Most of them are concentrated there. But again, we are saying it doesn't mean that in the entire of the US you're not going to find those companies in some other cities. For example, New York, Washington DC, and whatever. They are also there. But the majority of them are concentrated. So when you go to Silicon Valley, they say most of the companies you are likely going to find there are tech companies. And there are advantages that those companies enjoy. So that one is a cluster, right? There are some other places that are well known with probably manufacturing of some other products, for example, wine and all that. There are also some specific places in different countries where, when it comes to wine, I think we go to this area. In South Africa, I think somewhere in Cape Town, I don't know what they call that place. It's so much concentrated. I think they have farms and wineries and so on and so forth. That one is an area that is infested with those ones. Others are maybe areas that are concentrated with what do we call fashions, for example, manufacturing of probably designer clothing and so on and so forth. And in that entire we cannot say that when it comes to designer clothing, we are going to find it only in that place. That's not what we are saying. But at least, so those are what we are referring to as industrial clusters. Now, let's go back to the question. Now, we look at those advantages, then we will proceed to now directly to logistics clusters, and probably we are going to see where do we find these clusters. Because my clusters then I'm going to go now about I can see what the parish right now, and then that is now Hollywood, it's made of logistics.
ndizina koma kuti timafuna kudziwa kuti grasses amene kuti malo kuti zinomaita sezina ambiri amachokera kumeneko kuti asenzana makauka azipeza ma advantages amene amakhala kumeneko. So let us just look at some of the advantages of these industrial clusters. What are some of the advantages of these industrial clusters? One of it is trust. Trust is one of those advantages. So, most of the time, these clusters include people with similar backgrounds. At times, cultures, even customs, at times, not all the time. So, when people are sharing many things in common, the chances of having trust among them are always very high. That's what people always say. When people are at a particular place and they are sharing many things in common, the chances of having trust among them are always high. Is this statement true? Is it true?
Yeah.
But you don't want to like my this statement is true. Critically, it's true, but it's critical. Is it true? Could it you share many things in common, the trust level is always high? You want to do business with only that guy there, that's not really in my life. This white guy there, that's not really in my life. You want to partner with one, which one are you like going to partner with? With your bright friend. Okay? Young lady, the same thing. It depends. So, common observations have discovered that trust among I'm not trying to be racist here, please get me right. And I'm not trying to look down upon myself as well. But the truth remains, among Africans, trust levels are always very low. If you find yourself among those other races, whether the Chinese, the Japanese, the Indians, or the white people, if you find yourself amongst those ones, you agree with me that at least trust levels amongst them is a bit higher than us. Here, amongst ourselves, yes, you are my brother, we are sharing very many things in common, same language, whatever. But when I say yes, at times I always mean no. When I say no, at times I always mean yes. That's what happens mostly amongst the Africans, unfortunately. So, as I said, observations have realized that trust levels among most African communities are always very low. So that's why Muntina Mambeza now business are one of the simple ones. Because the moment Mukusia and Majago, now you just was a children drama and Pila Dana, I don't say that yes. I want to put that, put up with 2 months. Put this as a you understand? She may not be another young father of Siana. So, but this is not in all cases, but in most cases, this is what happens. This is the reason why, even if I'm from that was more Marlon I was saying. Marlon that being what we government ourselves, such an interview anyway. We do not have to express like fighting. I mean, you see that as a cash. The person who was with us. You know, that as a cash. No, I'm asking to, okay, you can go this man. Yes, the work will too many more. Yes, he knows. We know what we're going to work with the details of it. As down to the talks of the so we have very many examples, of course. It's made on now with trust for everybody. If you want to imagine Goma, it's many of those since the first state I used point here, community, advantage more, Yamagata, Shasti. Now, when the players in a particular industry, players that are sharing many things in common, when they develop this trust among themselves, it is easier to transact their businesses and of course to grow. Why? Because many of our clients winner in the guy never calculate our own Winner are show on some spares. Now, if the there is trust between these two, what will happen? We usually have one survivor, spare in area, they were there, so, who easily go to that shop, to whatever you pick up, after you can go there. Because that was not other animals, and so on. Why? Because there is trust. So these people who easily grow. Because we use a lot of them, I mean, I'm going to just say that Mr. John to support. Next time I will ask, you just need to work. So those allied industries, they support each other from that trust. So it is always easier for the people to grow. And of course, that trust can also lead into probably greater and higher collaboration. Do you know that? Okay, so what is routine? When there is trust among two people, or personal business or personal issue, second process you will be doing my hey, I'll just go in, bro. The one who's on the thing I don't know the application. I'm going to application to your nobody must stand a billion documents, whatever. Nothing like that. Why? Because there's trust among two people. So my personal issue, most of and so on and so forth. That's why those people that are doing their trade there in Hollywood, it is easier for them to grow and one person achieve. And like somebody who is here and is trying to break into that market. Let's say you can have your own accents, maybe I didn't mind doing that. That's what I had, that's what I told you. But the person to break into that market, you know, is a help. That I want to remember my obligation, not to remember my obligation. That I want to know what this person can do as a or something that I'm going to do. Yet among themselves, I'm a runner, because I'm alive, I'm a one, they trust among themselves, must because they are concentrated with their lives. I don't know, in the royal government, you are saying I'm going to do it. So, anyway, their trust. Anyway, for general sake, Timagaba Zoti, who will be many, then Timagaba Diane, that it was valid, it many. But it's already it made them go into sugar on me, master for a so because of the financial, it's like kind of financial power of the years. Sorry? Of course, it is the New York, but that area, what do you call it? No, it's interesting. Yeah, Command in New York, it is in New York, where there is considered the financial power of the just like the baby, where in South Africa, what do you call it? Something street or something, somewhere around there. Or where you have banks, what are those kinds of headquarters? They call it Wall Street in the US. It is called Wall Street. Wall Street. That's downtown, right? Right. So probably that one. But the one that is very much famous is probably that way, Wall Street. Yeah, so that one also is an area that is infected or is concentrated with those banks, financial institutions, and so on and so forth. So, in my industry, I know how much in Nigeria. Commando, do you know now when industries that are related, when they are concentrated in one place, their services become cheaper amongst themselves. Do you know that, right? Yes, services become cheap amongst themselves. So it is easy to do things and very cheap to do things, and so on and so forth. Also, another advantage that we have advantage in the knowledge exchange. Another advantage of industrial clusters is knowledge exchange. So, as systems and services become more complex, much of the knowledge associated with their technology and operations cannot be confined in an email attachment sent to a supplier. At times, these people, they always have time to interact with each other and they share the knowledge on how things are done. So, even if you are working in this company and the company needs many but because of your association with these mechanics, and also times we are aware of with time, you also want to mechanic. You are now able to get the knowledge that these people are having. So there is an exchange of knowledge
in the same industry, which similar need, and of course consent gives what? It gives natural rights to joint activities. My joint activities are many of them are going to come our way. Okay. What else? Another advantage that is likely going to be there is what we call research and education. Research and education. There is this university in the US. It is called Stanford University. So this Stanford University is a university that most of its disciplines are with technology, science and technology, or ICT, and it is located closer to where that Silicon Valley is. Now, because of its proximity to where those ICT companies are, it provides or it gives a platform to even students and researchers that are researching here and of course practicing what they are researching in those companies that are there. So even the companies that are there, to upgrade it becomes a bit easier to upgrade their systems and of course to upgrade their workers, the personnel and so on and so forth becomes easier because they are limited to the universities or the research institutions that are there. Now, another advantage here is what we call supply base. Supply base. Now, supply base, what it means here is, since you people, you are clustered together, you are concentrated in one place, it becomes easier for you to source or to get the materials that you need at a particular point. That's the supply base. Just like this example I just gave you, of here where there is a spare part shop and there is a garage nearby. This person, the garage, when he speaks to something, it is easier for him to source things from this guy and proceed with his processes and so on and so forth. So it can be a manufacturer of certain products. Since this person is located in an area where the producers of the materials that he needs it's easier for this person to source the materials there. So this one becomes an opportunity or an advantage to this producer, while it is easier for him to get whatever he needs for his processes to continue. But now, having seen or having gotten an idea of what a cluster is all about, these clusters can be classified. So probably we're going to look at the classification of these clusters. But the best we can do here, this classification we're talking about, we cannot classify the clusters in a generic manner, like all the clusters we will classify them. I mean, that's not possible because the good thing about clusters and the ICT clusters, this kind of production and so on and so forth, then if I classify one is too huge for us. The scope is going to be very huge. But now, the classification that we're going to look at here should be that of logistics clusters. How do we classify them? But before we classify those logistics clusters, we should now look closely into what a logistics cluster is all about and what happens inside that cluster. Of course, as we were introducing this talk, we said the logistics part. But now, when we were looking at the logistics part, we saw that it is a zone that is designated for these logistics activities, and generally it is small, it's not that big. Whereas this cluster now is bigger than that part we are talking about. So let us try to look closely into those logistics. Logistics, so clusters, not clusters. No. Cuando ves a watch. How are you feeling so far? Because I met you there, we were almost dying. Of course, you confessed this to me, but I was almost dying. Are you okay now?
Yeah, very much.
You're trying. She has done a very good job. Yes? Oh, no, he has done a very good job, not she. Yeah, no, it's me talking with him. Oh, not you talking with him, but it's me talking with him.
This, you're going to make her silence me.
I'm not going to do video.
Yeah.
I'm inciting civil war, right?
Yeah.
Domestic violence. No, it was a he. It's okay, it was a he. Alright, so we were saying, these logistics clusters are areas, of course, large areas that are concentrated with logistics related industries. So the difference is in scope. The scope of logistics part is a bit smaller than that. That is scope in terms of size, in fact. Scope in terms of size, because the activities are almost the same. When we say we are going to find transporters in there, we are going to find warehousing companies and their services, distribution centers, and of course distributors, and many others that are offering logistics services are concentrated there. So, but the size is what differentiates the two. Then, these logistics parts can be, logistics clusters rather, can be classified accordingly. But the classification of these clusters are based on a number of factors. The logistics clusters need to be classified, but the classification depends on a number of factors. Now, what are the factors that will guide us when we are classifying these clusters? One, we call that one model orientation. That's one factor we need to think of. One factor here is model orientation. Now, what's that? In this case, that cluster can be classified according to the modes of transportation that are likely going to be used, or that are mostly used in that kind of an area, or in that kind of a zone, or in kind of a cluster. What mode of transportation are in there? So, in this case, since first classification we are classifying according to the mode orientation, we can have what we call air logistics part. So here we have air logistics part.
Another classification and
Alright. Oh, wait. Maybe before you write, you also get confused. Let's look at this one. We say air logistics part. Then we have rail logistics part. And here we must have what we call port logistics. Right. Okay.